What's up, Jared over here? Today we have my top 10 WWE figures of 2023. That is why the arena is absolutely jammed packed with figures. These are all figures that came out in 2023. Give you a quick little view. I mean, like, the arena is filled, and this isn't even all the figures that came out in 2023. These are just some I really like. I'm gonna do my top 10, but first I'm gonna do my runners up. So let's get into that. All right, so my first runner up of 2023 is WWE WrestleMania 40, The Rock. This is from this is The Rock of like version 2014. We need the beard. The reason why I have this as a runner up, and not the best of, because this head scan is probably the best Rock head scan of all time. It looks so real. It's just because his body, like, I know they can't make it much better, but it's just not that special. There's so many other cooler figures. It's just typical boring gear of the Rocks, but this head scan is so good, so I definitely wanted to make it a runner up for 2023's best WWE figures. So let's move on to the next one. My next runner up is the only basic that's actually in the arena right now, is this LA Knight figure. This LA Knight figure is so good, but it's not compared to the top 10 WWE figures, because one, it's a basic. Even though it's such an upgrade from the other basics with the movement and everything, the body's pretty good. It looks just like him, especially this head scan. This head scan is great. It's just, it can't keep up with the Elite and Ultimate Editions. So that is why it is a runner-up and not a top 10, but it's still a very, very good figure. All right, this next runner-up is Mr. Perfect, the Legend Series. This figure is so good with the cloth towel and everything. Absolutely amazing. And then his boots looking great and everything. This figure in general is great. This rubber singlet that you can fold down was just great. Probably the best Mr. Perfect figure ever. Amazing head scan and everything. But it is still not one of my favorite figures of the year, but it's still, well, it is one of my favorite figures of the year, but it's not my top 10 favorite figures of the year. Now, let's move on to the next runner-up. All right, this figure. I know this figure got a lot of backlash in the wrestling figure community with it being too big of an upper torso. I don't care what people have to say. This figure is absolutely amazing. This Eddie Guerrero, just the gear is so good. The head scans are fantastic. Everything about it is amazing. The only thing is the torso is not the greatest. That is why it's not on my top 10. The torso is not the best, but it's not as bad as what people act like. People act like this is one of the worst figures ever. This figure is fantastic. It does not get enough love. This figure is great. This Eddie Guerrero Ultimate Edition. It's his first one too. I can't wait for his next one. This figure is awesome. Let's move on to the next runner-up. This next one is technically a 2-in-1 because it's a tag team. Both of these figures are so much better than their first one. It's just the Street Profits. Montez Ford, such an update. These jerseys look awesome on it, but the big update is Angelo Dawkins. He finally has a realistic torso. It's not that gigantic like Braun Strowman one. These figures look so freaking good. The jerseys look so clean, but they're still not my favorite figures of the year. I'm like, the bottoms are pretty boring and everything, but like, and also Angelo Dawkins' head scan isn't the greatest, but Montez Ford's head scan is pretty good, but they're not worthy of the top 10 spot. But both of these figures are fantastic figures, so much better than their first one, so I had to put them up as runner-ups. Next one up is the WrestleMania 39 line. This figure is absolutely awesome. It is the Macho King figure. This thing is so good. Head scan's great, just so cool, but there's just not enough accessories. If he had the robe that he usually would come out in, I would totally put this in my top 10, but it is missing a couple things, and the gear looks pretty good and everything. All of it looks good. It's really, I know he used to come out with robes and everything because there's other figures with robes. I know the Macho King itself character would come out with a robe, and he's missing his robe. That is why he's not in the top 10, but also there's just better figures in this one, but this figure is still very good. Next one up is Kevin Owens. This is definitely the best Kevin Owens figure of all time, but it's a typical Kevin Owens gear, but besides it's got the WrestleMania 39 Kevin Owens and Stone Cold on it, and then on the back it's got 316, and then he's got his normal gear besides that. But this is definitely the best Kevin Owens head scan and everything, so I had to put it in a runner-up because this figure is very good, but still, it's still pretty boring Kevin Owens normal figure. Okay, so that was all the runners-ups. Now let's get into my top 10 of all these goddamn figures. There's so many of them. Now let's get into the top 10 that are not runners-ups. Let's get into the one and only Ricochet. This was Elite 101. This figure is the best Ricochet figure ever, and it's just so cool. Here it is. He's got the black and yellow boots on the one side, all black stripes and everything that says Ricochet and orange, but this side's so cool with the flames and everything. So awesome looking. And amazing torso. He's absolutely shredded in real life. They did a fantastic job on tattoos, making them colorful like real life and everything. Amazing head scan, double jointed arms and everything. This figure is fantastic. Alright, next up is the Ultimate Edition Randy Orton, the first ever Ultimate Edition Randy Orton. This figure is absolutely awesome. It is pretty boring. People that have ripped on his gear, they could have done better gear, because it's just the black trunks that you hardly even can see the detailing on it, because it's a different black color. Black knee pads, black elbow pads, black boots, not elbow pads. But I gotta say though, it's so cool that we got a Randy Orton Ultimate Edition, and the body's perfect. We got his body perfect, and we finally got a cloth jacket for Randy Orton. So that is another reason why this figure is in the top 10. It's just so good, and the figure itself is amazing. It just feels great in the hand. I mean, you got butterfly joints, so you can pose the figure so much better than an Elite. Like, the posing you can do with this Ultimate Edition is fantastic, and the head scans. This is I think it's the only figure that they've made with this goatee. Actually, no, there wasn't an Elite, but you get so many head scans. And also, you can pop just the head scan off if you want a different kind of looking Randy Orton, a younger Randy Orton, something. So, this figure is definitely top 10 worthy, in my opinion. Next up is an absolute giant, Andre the Giant himself, with the black boots. This is Andre the Giant's first ever Ultimate Edition, and definitely the best ever figure. They don't do many Andre the Giants, and I feel like they absolutely killed it with it. They gave Andre his special Andre size world title. They gave him his shirt with the hand and everything, and under the shirt is just the singlet. He's got the butterfly joints and everything, so you can do some crazy posing with Andre the Giant. And you got the big movement up here with the shirt you can completely turn. And then this head scan is so good with the open mouth. They even got him with the nasty yellow teeth and everything. He's from France. I mean, like, they kind of did him dirty with that, but this figure is so good. And it's a perfect portion size of Andre the Giant. I mean, like, this is definitely top 10 worthy, and this is why this is my number 8 figure on my list of 2023 figures. Now let's get into number 7. And number 7 is the one and only, the show-off that recently got released from WWE. It's so sad. Dolph Ziggler. This is definitely the best Dolph Ziggler figure ever. This thing is so freaking good. We got the black and white boots and this gear. His tights are so awesome. The pink with the American flag, the blue and white stripes, and then not blue and white stripes, the blue and white stars, and then the red, white, and stripes. Then the almost looks like a rock star kind of devil, black and white, all around. And you got the double jointed arms, first ever double jointed arm Dolph Ziggler, black wrist tape, absolute amazing head scan, and then with his brown and blonde hair, this figure is fantastic. Absolutely love this Dolph. All right, number 6 on the list. This figure, first time in the line for the Elite line. This figure is absolutely amazing. It's Big Papa Pump. Big Papa Pump. This figure is fantastic. You can't ask for a better Big Papa Pump figure. He's got the black classic boots, and he's got the red tights with his logos and everything in silver and black circle on the back, and it says Freakzilla. He's got the chainmail top on the headpiece and the black sunglasses. And you take the sunglasses off, amazing head scan. Looks just like Big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner, and then he's got the giant, massive biceps, massive ripped upper body. This figure killed it, double jointed arms and everything. Definitely one of my favorite figures in the year, and that is why he's number 6 on my top 10 figures of 2023. Now, let's move on to now we're going to be moving on to the top 5. Here we go. All right, number 5. He's been in front of the camera the whole time. The one and only John Cena. I absolutely love this John Cena. This is the WrestleMania 40 Elite John Cena. It's a throwback from when he fought The Rock at WrestleMania, just like this Rock that was a runner-up. It's when he fought him. This figure is fantastic. It just looks so good. It just feels so good in the hand and everything. Great head scan of John Cena from that time. The hair and everything. It's just fantastic. Great cloth shirt, because the original figure they made from that WrestleMania did not have a cloth shirt. I don't think he even came with a hat. I think he just had the wristbands, which was the updated wristbands that are like the actual molded, not just painted on. In the way you can't see me, and then his classic hands signal. And then if you roll up the shirt, you can. I'll just take off the shirt here. As you can see, the cementation armband that's actually not just painted on, it's the molded piece. And then the I love this color with the blue jeans, that shorts that he always wore, in the knee pads. Just a great, then it's just a great color. It's just actually like texturized and like different shades in it. It looks more like actual jeans than just like a solid color. This figure is fantastic, and that is why it's number 5 on my top 10 figures of 2023. Now let's move on to number 4. All right, here is number 4, the one and only The Rock. Technically, he did not come with this title, so I'm going to take off this title. This Rock Ultimate Edition Target exclusive Legends figure. This figure is so good. Definitely, in my opinion, the best Rock figure. Now, the WrestleMania 41 that I talked about had the best head scan. This, in general, is just the best Rock figure ever. It's just so good. This, if you want an Attitude Era Rock, this represents the Attitude Era of the Rock. He has the jumpsuit that he's never had a figure, I think, made of with the jumpsuit. It's just like the right material, too. He's got the white stripes, black on the black sweatpants, and then it was like one big sweatsuit. He's got the big black white striped sweatsuit shirt, and then if you take off the pants, you can see his gear. See the blue, typical Attitude Era Rock gear, the blue outlining the Rock, and then the back, it has the Brahma Bull. This figure is just so freaking good. The head scan is fantastic with the people's eyebrow. I'm like, look how good that head scan looks. It looks just like the man. Sunglasses and everything. This figure is fantastic. So many different head scans that came with, so many different hand pieces. Raw's War Mike. I mean, like, you can't ask for a better figure than this. This is why it's number 4 on the list. All right, I was debating for a while my top 3 with all these figures, and I made a decision. So number 3 is Ultimate Edition AJ Styles. This figure is definitely the best AJ Styles. I've been saying this a lot about these figures, but these 2023 killed it when it came to WWE figures. They've been so good. But this figure is so goddamn good. It might be one of my favorite Ultimate Editions of all time, if not my favorite. This is amazing. Finally, we had a white and blue gear of AJ Styles as well. So we got the amazing, phenomenal, and then one blue and black and white boots. He's got the white and blue like tights. Absolutely amazing. Japanese writing, and then the phenomenal one logo. Absolutely amazing. Then he has the cloth shirt for the blue cloth shirt. It says phenomenal one. It says phenomenal forever. And then he's got the phenomenal one logo. Then he's got the jacket. He comes out with phenomenal one with the Japanese writing. And it's not a plastic hood. It's a cloth hood, so it can move easy around. He's got the butterfly joints. And he's got the blue phenomenal one gloves. And he's got the wrist piece, double jointed arms, like forearm tape. This figure is fantastic. This is the definition of an AJ Styles figure. Absolutely loving. This is why it's number 3 on my list. All right, my number 2 of the year. First time in the line for the actual elite line. One and only, the Ring General Gunther. This Gunther figure is amazing. One of the best head scans ever. It looks identical to the man. Got the hair and everything right. Technically, he did not come with the Intercontinental title, but you got to put him with the Intercontinental title because he's been the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. He's got the amazing red cloth robe that is so easy to pose with. The red and black trunks. and then the boots, the black, and then the white striped boots, well, white laced boots, and then the white, black and white, like, I don't know what you want to call them, like socks, or just tape around his ankles. There's not much to this figure, but it's just so good. They got the torso of Gunther so perfect. Double jointed arms. They got the open hands and everything for his pose. When he comes out to the ring, I'm like, this thing is fantastic. Absolutely love this figure. And then, the number one, in my opinion, of the best WWE figure of the year. This figure came out in 2023, but you had to pre-order it. There was only 1 week to pre-order it, and it was in July of 2022. It came out in June of 2023, pretty much a whole entire year. This is when I finally got it. This figure is so good, and it's the one and only, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes Ultimate Edition. This figure is so good. This head scan is fantastic. Definitely the best Cody Rhodes head scan. Usually figures, like, companies struggle to make Cody Rhodes. I feel like this head scan is fantastic with the smile. They got his neck tattoo. Amazing right here. Looking great, the American Nightmare logo. The blonde bleached hair. And then it's like the goldish yellow pants. Absolutely amazing. The red maroon knee pads with the eagle logo here. Then let's undo this jacket. So he's got the American Nightmare weight belt. And then he's got his typical of like American Eagle, red, white, and everything. Looking logos on his pants. He's got the white boots with the American Nightmare logo. Absolutely looking amazing. And then this torso is perfect for Cody Rhodes. Perfect Cody Rhodes torso. The dream tattoo, chest hair, and everything. Looking fantastic. And this jacket, I know a lot of people did not like it because they said it just looks weird. I love it. A lot of people have mixed reactions. I think it's fantastic. Looks absolutely amazing. It's perfect to pose with. You got like the hard plastic chain piece, like chainmail pieces, but in the gold. This jacket I feel like looks awesome. You can see all the detail and everything on the back. There it is, the American Nightmare logo. I mean, like, you can't get better than this. I can't wait for his next Ultimate Edition figure to come out in 2024. Who knows, maybe they'll take the cake for 2024's figure of the year. This figure is so awesome. I am a little biased because Cody's my favorite wrestler of the year, but even though I was actually really debating between Gunther and Cody being the number one spot. So it's not like I just was like, oh, Cody instantly needs to be my number one. I was really debating for a while which one's going to be better, or if either of those two are going to be beaten. But this figure is definitely my favorite figure of the year. Cody Rhodes Ultimate Edition. That was you only could get it for 1 week. But then they ended up freaking ringside. And ended up putting it on ringside for like a month straight. So like it lost its value so much. So I ended up opening it up. Originally didn't want to open it. And also the package itself was insane. It was like a stage. The American Nightmare logo, the stage ramp and everything with the logo on it. It was so cool. But the figure itself is fantastic. And that's why it's my number one figure of 2023. This is an absolute amazing list right here. These 10 figures. AJ Styles getting a little covered up there. There you go. You can see him a little bit. Well, let's just bring him right up front. So there you go. My top 10 figures. You got Ricochet, Randy Orton, Andre the Giant, Dolph Ziggler, Big Papa Pump, John Cena, The Rock, AJ Styles, Gunther, and Cody Rhodes. These figures are definitely, in my opinion, the best figures Mattel made all year. And honestly, the runner-ups were close, but these figures stood out very well. They just looked amazing. There's so many figures here. As you can see in the arena, there's so many that in 2023, I didn't even get all of them in here because I couldn't even remember which ones were what for the rest. But those ones, all these figures stood out to me. But these 10, they're very special. Very special figures to me in my collection. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a longer video. This is JW. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more wrestling figure content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. What an amazing year of WWE figures and WWE figure collecting.